ago, that really wasn't rain. Well, it's not supposed to rain until this afternoon, so that must not have been rain. It must have been something else.
I didn't even see it.
It was coming down pretty good about 10 minutes still here at the radio station. Where were you? Never mind. I don't want to know. Anyway, the news this morning brought to you by Schaefer Insurance. A Sydney man has been charged in connection with the armed robbery of the Westside Dairy Mart in Sydney Thursday night. 29-year-old Jerry Scott of Park Street is charged with aggravated arrest.
On Channel 13 is high school football right after these messages from the Sydney Shelby County YMCA.
Is the perfect place to spend your valuable time. We offer classes to build strong children, strong families, and a stronger community. Members can now participate in several leagues and fitness classes at no additional charge. Babysitting is available for children during some scheduled classes. From family swims to aerobic classes, weight training, volleyball, basketball, volleyball, swimming, weightlifting, and cardiovascular workouts, there is truly something for everyone at the YMCA. Join today and begin a healthier and happier lifestyle. If you're in need of childcare, call the Sydney Shelby County YMCA with 2 convenient locations. We provide infant care starting at 6 weeks and child care to age 12. Our staff is qualified, professional, and most of all, caring. Bright and modern facilities provide a safe and secure environment for your child. Our hours are 5:30 a.m. to 6 o'clock p.m., and we're conveniently located to better serve you. For information and registration, call us at 498-2273.
Time Warner Cable, Channel 13 Game of the Week tonight presents the Sydney Yellow Jackets hosting Vandalia Butler. I'm your host, Dave Ross. It's all brought to you by Cargill Incorporated, Kerrigan, Bowler, Stevenson, and Gottemiller Attorneys, TC Sports and Design, the Sydney Shelby County YMCA, Star Bank, Sydney Ford Lincoln Mercury, the Heinfeld Insurance Agency, Sydney Interstate Shell, the Dog Pound, Minster State Bank, the Spot and Frisch's Restaurants, Travel to Paradise, Area Energy and Electric, North Dixie Drive-Through Carryout, Wilson's Cardinal Foods, People's Federal Savings and Loan Association, Errol Browd and Alan Browd representing Edward Jones and Company, Emerson Wagner Realty, the Farrington Restaurant, A&B Machine Incorporated, the Field House near the University of Dayton, Myers Garage and Drive-Through Carryout in Newport, the Dickman Insurance Agency, F.D. Lawrence Electric, Thermoseal Incorporated, and Shelby County Collectibles. Our cameraman is John Hemp from Hemp Imagery in Sydney, specializing in still and video photography of weddings and other memorable events like this Game of the Week. Call John Hemp at 492-7313. He promises he'll give you his best shot. And I'll return with Sydney head coach Scott Roddy, but first, this.
This is Bruce Dickman of the Dickman Insurance Agency, representing the Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company. I deal with individuals and small businesses in the areas of life and health insurance, disability income, and pension planning. I'm located just south of People's Federal in downtown Sydney, at the corner of Ohio and South Streets. I'll be glad to meet with you to discuss your personal or business situation. Call me, Bruce Dickman, at the Dickman Insurance Agency. While I have your attention, I'd like to extend an invitation on behalf of the Sydney Vespa Quarterback Club. If you'd like to review tonight's game film with head coach Scott Roddy, you're welcome to join us this Tuesday night at 7:30 at the Sydney Moose Lodge. A brief business meeting precedes the film. We also encourage you to join the Vespa Quarterback Club in support of Sydney football.
As per our weekly custom, we're joined by Yellow Jacket head football coach Scott Roddy. Scott, a big game at Greenville last week. The breaks didn't go the Jackets' way, and they end up on the short end.
It was a tough one. It was, I thought the kids played hard. We had a couple big plays against us, and
and put the ball on the ground. And when you do that against good teams, you're usually not going to come out on the positive end. And it was a tough week for all the kids, and the coaches. A lot of hours put in, and the kids had a lot of expectations on that game. It was just a tough pill to swallow, but we've got to go on. We've got two real good teams coming into Sydney here in the next couple of weeks.
An awfully tough pill to swallow is losing your premier running back.
Yeah, and that is tough. Chris Van Tilburg came in the Xenia game after we lost Michael Chambers, and has done a great job all year, a solid sophomore. And the touchdown he scored, apparently he tore some type of muscle in the foot. They think maybe it's his arch, which is a very unique type of injury to me, but big loss for us because, Lord willing, we do make the playoffs or whatever the situation occurs, he won't be with us.
As we move on to Vandalia Butler, Scott, it sounds like a lot of your pregame comments sound similar to those you were making about West Carrollton. It's a team you have some respect for.
Oh, definitely. This league is a great league this year, especially. I think there's some really fine teams. Even the teams with the losing records are playing well, and they're playing teams well. There's only really one dominant team at this point in time, and that's Troy. Other than that, the teams are playing very, very tough against each other. And this team, Vandalia, is no different. They're coming in with a good number of seniors, decent size. They're not overly big like maybe Northmont or Greenville, but they come in with a good backfield. They throw the pass well, mix things up offensively, run out of the eye. Defensively, they're going to swarm against the 40, or out of the 40. And they took West Carrollton to overtime and lost 28-21. So this is definitely a team that, we've got to be ready to play, or we could have the same results as we had the last 2 weeks.
Are the kids still thinking playoffs, or what do you see as the mindset of the team with basically league consideration out of the picture?
You're right, and league's done, and our kids really like to make the playoffs, and for our seniors and coaches, I'd love to see it. It's going to take a lot of help. This is the first week. We can't think about the Troy game. We've got to get this one under our belt, and then we need help. We need some teams that we beat get some wins for us. Some of the teams above us maybe get knocked off and upset. If that happens, I've been in this situation a few times where you make it by 100th or you miss it by 100th. So, we're not out of this. It's mathematically, we're still right in the middle of this. And, of course, then the Troy game comes up, and that's a lock. We get Troy, we'll be locked in the playoffs. So, we have an opportunity to, hold our own destination. I mean, it's not going to be an easy one, but the opportunity's still there.
You're watching Yellow Jacket Replay on Channel 13. I'm Dave Ross with Sydney head coach Scott Roddy. A beautiful night for high school football at Sydney's Julia Lamb Stadium. I'm Dave Ross. Dale Given is alongside, and our cameraman is John Hemp. The Yellow Jackets tonight taking on Vandalia Butler. At halftime of this game, People's Federal Savings and Loan Association will step forward to bring you the Pride of Sydney Marching Band Show. People's Federal has been in step with the financial needs of the local individual consumer since 1886. A full 10 years before high school football made its Sydney debut. Their downtown Sydney location was designed by the legendary Louis Sullivan and opened in 1917. People's Federal specialties include home mortgages, various checking plans, savings accounts, CDs, and consumer loans. People's Federal congratulates the band members who will be performing at halftime. They're an equal opportunity lender. Be sure and join us at halftime. From Julia Lamb, our national anthem. And we wish to take this opportunity to congratulate People's Federal Savings and Loan Association on their 110th anniversary. For your consideration, from Kerrigan, Buller, Stevenson, and Gottemiller, attorneys and counselors at law. When Roger settled his personal injury claim, he never thought about its effect on his other pending legal matters, but we did. It's not enough to be tough and smart when handling a client's affairs. You also have to know about his health, his family, and his overall financial picture. That's why we prepare wills, trusts, and powers of attorney for our clients, not just settle claims. We handle divorce, custody, and support matters, along with estates, bankruptcies, and the organization and incorporation of businesses. So when Roger got hurt in an auto accident and came to us, he didn't have to tell us about his pending divorce. We already knew. We were his attorneys. We have been a full-service law firm serving clients like Roger right here in Shelby County for the last 63 years. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, one which doesn't just make a quick personal injury settlement, remember Kerrigan, Buller, Stevenson, and Gottemiller in downtown Sydney. For 63 years, your full-service attorneys. Dale, a little bit of a breeze here this evening. We've had just a slight drizzle, but overall it looks like a pretty nice night for football and a pretty nice night to erase a two-game losing streak.
Well, coming into the stadium tonight about 6:30, there was a light sprinkle, but it ended soon after, and David's should be a fast track, and the field's in pretty good shape. We haven't had much rain this week, and so the field should not be a problem this evening.
Well, it will be a problem, some of the injuries that the coach talked about, and it looks like Doug Saunders on the offensive line. The last report we had was that he wouldn't even be dressed tonight.
Well, that's what we hear, and it has been a rough year for the Yellow Jackets in that regard. There's a couple of things you hope when you start the season is that you stay healthy, but you always know you're going to have some injuries. It's the nature of the game, and the Yellow Jackets have been hit in some crucial areas, and instead of just, falling back saying, oh, gosh, what do we do? They reload, and they bring in some good people. We've had some good play. They lost some people early on in the season, and Van Tilburg stepped in. Now he's out. Nash Pillsbury did a nice job in that first game when he was running a little bit, so he's going to get a chance to run a little bit more again tonight.
I kind of giggle. We can take that even a step further that you're not aware of. Nash Pillsbury had an infection problem this afternoon that had to be drained from his mouth, of all places. The last report on that right before the pregame meal was that things were progressing nicely, but it's been a rather interesting succession in that particular situation. Sydney High School football and the F.D. Lawrence Electric Company are about the same age, with a slight longevity advantage going to the Yellow Jackets. F.D. Lawrence is an electrical wholesale distributor, specializing in General Electric power distribution equipment and the factory automation components of the Allen Bradley Company. F.D. Lawrence Electric looks forward to many more decades of serving the expanding Sydney market from their newly expanded and remodeled home on South Vandemark Road. And boy, do things look good out there. Doug Christie and his staff are pleased to back the Jackets right here on Warner 13. Shelby County Collectibles on the north side of Courthouse Square in downtown Sydney has been your sport card headquarters since 1982. They carry all types of sport cards dating back to 1953, with over 1 million singles in stock, along with sets and wax boxes. But since Shelby County Collectibles is more than just a card shop, they feature coins and coin supplies, over 10,000 comic books, glassware, old postcards, NASCAR die-cast cars, local historical items, and a whole lot more. If you're interested in collectibles, visit Shelby County Collectibles on the north side of Courthouse Square. Later this year, or perhaps into next year, they'll also be featuring my new book, A Century of Sydney High School Football, 1896 through 1996. That's at Shelby County Collectibles. Dale, there's no question where the marquee of this conference is this evening. That's as the unbeatens in the league get together, with the Troy Trojans hosting the Greenville Green Wave. We look for a full house down at Troy. And, of course, by the time our fans view this telecast, they'll know what the result was.
Well, and Dave, looking down, I see that there are more empty seats on the Sydney side and definitely on the visitor side than what we've been accustomed to earlier this season. Sydney rolling along undefeated was really packing the house. But tonight, I'm sure some of the Sydney faithful may have made a little trip down to Troy to catch some of that ball game. So those of you that watched the Troy game and are watching the Sydney game here Saturday morning, welcome to the ball game, and hopefully it'll be a successful Sydney victory.
We certainly hope so. That would be victory number 7 with Troy yet to play. Sydney comes in at 6-2 overall. Cargill Incorporated's 130 years of grain trading and processing allows Cargill to provide complete market information. Locally, Cargill's soybean plant in Sydney purchases beans directly from farmers. Minimum load size is 250 bushels. I don't want to say maximum. I think they gladly take more than that. Call 1-800-762-1246 to talk with Andrea or Salisa about marketing alternatives. Or call after business hours for current bid information. Bean dump hours are 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday with extended hours during harvest. Sell your grain directly to the end user and maximize profits by calling Cargill Incorporated. No Cleveland Browns this year? Well, there's still action aplenty at the Dog Pound behind the Sydney Econo Lodge. They've expanded their bar, added a Big Dog hot dog, and they still have Sydney's best chicken wings. Stop by the Dog Pound after your favorite Friday night high school football game, as their kitchen is open until midnight. Watch big screen NFL and college football at the Dog Pound, including the Ohio State Buckeyes, as there's a Buckeye bash every time John Cooper and company take the field. Saturday afternoon's game finds the Buckeyes visiting Iowa. It's a 3:30 kickoff on ABC television. We'll see you at the Dog Pound. Jackets will kick off to start the evening, Dale.
Now the Jackets will defend the goal to our right. That's down towards Jackson Towers. They'll be moving towards the north. Vandalia puts back 3 people deep, return the opening kickoff. Brandon Swiger will handle the duties for the Yellow Jackets, Dave. He's averaging just over 50 yards per kick. So that means when he touches this one off, it should come down inside the 10.
Jackson Towers. At one time, that area used to be called Wagner Field, and it was where Holy Angels High School played their home football games.
And at one time, it used to be the Firestone store.
Oh, yes. Hasn't been that many years ago.
And it used to be a car lot at one time, back when my father was of high school age.
Swiger's boot is a line drive down the middle. It eludes a couple of targets, comes to the 20-yard line. Football advanced straight ahead. Couple of Jackets miss a tackle, but finally, shop will be set up at the 34-yard line, as that was Chad Purden, number 10 of Vandalia. And the Aviators, with the nose of the football at the 35, will set up shop first down 10. Their quarterback is Jeff Bardinero, number 14.
Well, Dave, that was not a mistake on the part of the Jackets. It was a design play. They intended to squib kick, and it was a good ball that was hit low. They must respect the return capabilities of the Vandalia Aviators.
That would not jump out at you in the league stats, but obviously there was some reason for it. Here's a handoff that will go absolutely nowhere. Steve Bell, 46, carried the mail, and Ben Pulfer leads the charge.
Now, Ben Pulfer beat his man off the ball, was a yard deep, made the tackle, brought the ball carrier down very easily, loss on the play of maybe a half a yard.
Aviators look at second down, and as Dale indicated, slightly over 10 yards to go for the first down. Just underway, GMVC action. Sydney in the conference with a couple of losses. Vandalia with 3 losses in the league. This is week number 6 of league play. Aviators will cut this one back, and a couple of yards shy of a first down, looking like he was going to get some open field with Steve Bell.
Bell with a nice carry right there. They really set up the counter play well. He cut back against the grain. Yellow Jackets over pursuit. It's going to be a pickup on the play of about 8 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
They have to get exactly to the 45. So they have the better part of 3 yards to go for the first down. There's what you might call a right wing look at the Vandalia offense, which runs out of the I formation under head coach Steve Pelfrey. Handoff second man, he isn't going to get there.
No, really.
They will look at 4th down and about a yard. Ben Ratterman moves up to make that play defensively. Brian Billing, 53, also in on the play.
Vandalia really likes to go with some wide splits on the offensive line, Dave. The Jackets really opportunistic. They expected run. They were able to shoot the gaps. Nowhere to run that time for Vandalia. Forced a punt for the first time tonight.
Aviators will boot the ball away. This is Schenk kicking it, and the Jackets will fair catch, but we didn't hear any whistle. Finally, we do that. That's not very good protection of the fair catch not to have a whistle, Dale.
Sure not. A 24-yard punt, Dave, no return. But that time, Yellow Jackets ran up into the Vandalia Aviators. Schenk with not a very good punt right there. Jackets with great field position. They'll be 1st and 10, ball on their own 33-yard line. Just under 10 minutes to go, actually, 9:59.
Clock will start on the snap of the football. Goffney with split backs, fakes the Neves, rolls out, pulls up, play action, as we've been told to anticipate to start the football game. David Johnson was the closest receiver, and he was not close to where the football ended up. We'll go to 2nd down 10.
Well, play fake, roll out, and the ball was thrown well over any intended receiver. So the Jackets, Dave, 2nd down and 10.
Football toward but not at the left hash mark. Spradlin splits right. Motion this way with Allen. Second man will be number 40. Normally you'd call that number Ryan Wheeler, but instead it's Kent Witt who is wearing Wheeler's number. Stop made by Scott Deischer, 66.
It's going to be a pickup on the play of 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 situation. The Yellow Jackets incomplete pass, 1st down, 2nd down, run one into the line. Vandalia, nice job of bottling up that play.
Wide side of the field is the right. See if the Jackets head that way. Neves and Johnson are just out of your screen to the right. A lonesome I formation. Goffney will hand it off. Back this way is Witt, breaks a couple of tackles, gets up almost to the 45. That would be good for 1st down yardage with about a foot to spare.
Well, they went with the draw play right there, Dave, and somewhat caught Vandalia by surprise. It looked like Witt was going to be tackled in the backfield. But
broke a couple of tackles.
Nice little bit of running. It's going to be a pickup on the play. As we said, out to the 45. Pickup on the play of 10. First Yellow Jacket, 1st down.
First down of the football game. Spradlin splits left. Initially a double wing, but now Neves goes back for a tandem backfield, and Allen goes in motion. Deep man in the formation is Witt. He's got a lot of company, including Josh Welling, number 30, so the Aviators will throw that one for a slight loss. And we go to 2nd down as Sidney operates close to midfield.
Well, it looked like the Jackets had all the troops moving right, and as you look down as the tackle was made, there were 5 Vandalia Aviators around the ball carrier. There were 5 Yellow Jackets downfield with no one to block, so Vandalia eluded the blockers and got into the backfield. Pick up on the play of just 1.
The wing and the receiver both go to the left. Neves will carry, and he'll be brought down maybe after a yard. The officials working tonight's game were not originally scheduled to be here. They're the same crew who worked the West Carrollton game 2 weeks ago. The reason they are here is because the crew that was originally assigned to this game had 3 residents of the Vandalia Butler School District. And the commissioner of officials, at the urging of Sidney Athletic Director Ed Miller, made a change there.
Pick up on the play of 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Goffney rolls into the sideline, unloads, got his man. Did Spradlin get a foot down? Yes, he did. Nice job. A well-timed out play will advance Sidney to the 38-yard line in Vandalia territory, 1st and 10.
Well, from their own 47 down to the 38, that's going to be a pickup of 15 yards and a Yellow Jacket 1st down. Nice play that time. Goffney did not have to drill the ball in. He was able to just kind of loft it in. Nice catch. Spradlin got his feet down. 1st down Jackets.
Spradlin's out this time, and Johnson enters.
They got double wideouts right and man-to-man coverage.
Goffney will run it straight up the middle. That football came out. I thought it came out on the way down, but the official is ruling down by contact. The camera angle we had, all I can say is if you have the capability of running it back, you might want to take a look.
Well, you sure will, and you'll see that he actually lost the ball on the way down, but the whistle was blowing on his way down. Once the whistle sounds,
it's history.
It's history. Pick up on the play of 3.
We had a bird's eye view of that one. And like I say, I believe that's what a replay will show. We're 5 minutes into the football game. Motion comes this way with Allen. He's a lead blocker for Witt, who will go nowhere. Got, well, maybe a yard and a half. That'll be about the extent of it as Vandalia unstacks We'll credit Matt Jones, 58, one of the down linemen, with the stop.
Well, seeing some duty tonight is Kyle Witt, number 77. He's a 5'10", 200-pound offensive lineman, just a junior, and he's playing in place of the injured Saunders.
We'll call it 3rd and 5 from the 33. Split backs, no motion. Goffney fakes to Neves, rolls out. He can take off. He'll get a first down with no problem and go out of bounds with about 5 yards to spare. It's Sidney's 3rd first down of the sequence.
Well, they're going to rule him out of bounds at the 24-yard line, so it's going to be a pickup on the play of 9, and he showed good speed that time, Dave, as he rolled out, had people to throw to, but also saw he could pick up the first down. 3rd thus far in the series. Jackets in business, now starting to get deep into Vandalia territory.
As we approach the halfway point of the first period, Goffney unloads. Johnson got it, gets to the 20. Good speed will take him down to the 17-yard line. So not a bad way to go there. They've got to get just down to the 14 for the first down. 2nd and 3 always looks good.
That's right, and that time they see that man-to-man coverage on the wideout Johnson. His man is playing soft, about 8 to 10 yards off the line. Get the ball to him. He's going to run and get you 5 to 6. He picks up 7.
And what's going to happen when they try to jam him at the line of scrimmage?
He's going to run right by.
Yep.
And they're still playing about 10 yards off.
Goffney will hand it off to Neves, cuts it back,
Big
following
hole.
Nick Swiger. As Dale set a big hole, he will get to the 5-yard line, where it's going to be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets. Stop made by Paul Flory. 47. 1st and goal, Sidney. You've got to like the way this is starting. That was the 11th play of the drive that is now included 4 first downs, and the Jackets look at play number 12 from the 6-yard line.
Good blocking up inside. Neves ran right into the hole. Power football. It's going to be a pickup on the play of 12. 1st and goal, Jackets.
Handoff is to the wingman. Neves cuts it back and goes in standing. Touchdown, Sidney. That will give the home crowd something to cheer about.
Dave, identical play as to the one just preceding it. Jackets saw something they liked, good isolation blocking, and they were able to bring Neves right up through the hole, and he goes in untouched for the touchdown.
Brandon Swiger will try the point after touchdown. 5:19 left in the quarter. The drive took 4:41. It'll be out of the hole to Ben Ratterman. It's down, it's up. Vandalia got a hand on it, and the ball ends up short to the left. It was blocked, so the Jackets have had some trouble getting those kicks off in the proper amount of time, and it's reflected in the fact that our score is now Sidney 6 and the Aviators nothing. Ross Media, in cooperation with Channel 13 Productions, is pleased to bring you the exciting action of both the Sidney Yellow Jackets and Lehman Cavaliers right here on Warner 13. Our game of the week can be viewed every Saturday morning at 9. You're now watching Vandalia Butler at Sidney. Next week, it's Troy at Sidney. We hope you'll join us often, and we'll set your VCR to record future presentations. Then you can create your own replays while watching at your convenience. These telecasts are made possible through the cooperation of the participating schools and the financial support of over 30 local community-minded businesses. Thanks to all concerned from Ross Media and Channel 13 Productions, your partners in locally televised high school sports.
Well, Dave, a really nice opening drive for the Yellow Jackets. You've got to like the way they took the ball following the punt. Nothing flashy, no big plays, just a lot of good, steady football. So the Jackets come out and do what they wanted to do, and now kicking off for the 2nd time this evening will be Brandon Swiger.
Number 86 into the football. This one goes deep.
It sure does.
No doubt about it. Hits at the 4. It'll take a neutral bounce. Picked up now by Bell. He'll bring it ahead. Gets to the 19-yard line. And the Jackets will shut things off there. Normally, you'd expect that ball to roll right in, but it did anything but. Stop was made by Terrell Sims, number 36.
Well, as you mentioned, the ball hit at the 4, bounced straight in the air, and a nice job by Bell bringing that ball up the field. He was able to get it back out to the 19. A little better coverage, and that ball should have been, he should have been covered inside the 15. But nonetheless, not great field position for the Aviators.
They'll go from their own 19-yard line. I formation, wing to the left, everybody else tight. It'll be a pitch to this side. Carrying the mail, 31, Brandon Harris. The Jackets do a nice job. Paul Neves and company will stack him up after a gain of 1. It's 2nd down, 9 Aviators.
Now the Jackets, really expecting run that time, had jammed the line, and Neves and Allen both were shooting through gaps to get into the backfield. Both were beyond the line of scrimmage by the time the handoff was made. So good penetration. Vandalia comes in. They've thrown the ball a lot this year, Dave, but only about a 46% completion percentage. Not real good.
The wing eye with double tight. Handoff straight ahead. Ben Ratterman with a nice stick against 35, Jake Brown, who will carry the football for a 4-yard gain. That'll make it 3rd down 4 for the Aviators.
He gets a very generous spot. Actually was brought down, it looked like inside the 24, but as he rolled forward, they're going to spot it almost to the 25.
We'll make it 3rd and 5. Possession play for Vandalia as they trail 6-0, 8 minutes into the football game. Not much of a passing formation, although they might do it. Motion comes this way. Bardenarro's the quarterback. Goes back to throw. Got some pressure. Unloads. That looked like, I don't know. Nash Pillsbury went over Jack Barnes, and the question will be over the timing of the contact that is ruled pass interference.
Well, they had to hurry the pass a little bit. As you mentioned, he ran a curl route, which would have been enough for the 1st down, and Pillsbury, made contact just a hair's breadth before the ball was delivered. So good call nonetheless. I have to agree with it. It's going to be a 1st down as they step off the 15-yarder. First down for Vandalia.
It's interesting, Dale, that the 2 plays that have had the most potential for discussion have been directly in front of us. We've had a good look.
Yes, we have. Best seat in the house.
Aviators with a fresh set of 4 from the 40-yard line. Football whistled, ready for play. They've advanced 21 yards since taking over the football, including 15 on penalty. Handoff straight ahead. That's Bell. He'll be lassoed to the turf by Paul Neves out at the 42. Only a pickup of a couple on the play. That'll make it 2nd down 8.
Well, Dave, it's somewhat surprising to look out there in this evening's game and see number 40 at outside linebacker, because we realize that Mr. Wheeler's been injured. However, Kent Witt playing on the defensive side of the ball. Talk about Sidney having to reload and bring some other people in. The seniors really stepping up and filling the gaps following the injuries that they've suffered the last few weeks.
Bardenarro wants to throw, looks for a screen. That was over everybody. One of the things that's happened, Dale, some quality football players are being put into these positions, but one of the things you're sacrificing is the 2-platoon element in a lot of these substitutions.
Well, Sidney came in this year, Dave, and thought that they were going to play some people both ways, a little bit more than they have in the past.
But not many.
But not many. But because of injuries, you're forced to do some other things. Either underclassmen step up and fill the holes, or you take some folks and say, hey, we're going to play you a little bit more both ways. And I think they've had a good mix of both of that. They've had some underclassmen that have played exceptionally well, stepping in to fill the voids, and some senior leadership that has come in and done the same.
3rd down 8. Look for Bardenarro to throw. Long count by the Aviator quarterback. Sets up the screen. That'll be incomplete out in the flat. Brandon Harris, 31, was the intended target. Aviators will have to kick it away on 4th down 8 on the 7th play of their drive.
Dave, the last 2 plays have been so well defended that had they been completed, they would have gone for losses rather than gains. The Yellow Jackets really doing a nice job of getting to the outside and covering the flat pass, something Vandalia apparently thought they could exploit against the Jackets. Not to be. 3:11 to go first period. Jackets should get the ball back, decent field position.
Aviators will punt it away. Here's the boot. It's a mile in the air. There's a fair catch candidate. And the job is done. Jackets are successful with Howie Ludwig catching the football on the punt that came from Ben Schenk.
Oh, 26-yard punt, so Vandalia with not the strong leg in the punting department. Jackets with an advantage there, but let's hope we don't have to punt the ball away at all this evening. 3:05 to go, first period. Jackets come out, quarterback by Derek Goffney. The last drive, Dave, was really a good thing to see for the Jackets. They've struggled the last couple of weeks. It's good to see them get their feet under themselves early.
Schenk's punting average for the season is 33 yards. There's a handoff, a little veer for the Jackets. What about 5?
Well, it looks like the spot's going to be close to the 37, and that'll be a pickup of 5 on the play. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5. Good call in the opening series there for the Jackets.
Witt carried the football for the gain of, we'll make it 6 with that spot. They'll take it out to the 37, so an extra yard. Jackets look at 2nd down 4. Single back behind the quarterback. Goffney to throw. Got his screen to Spradlin, and he slips.
He's going to be close to the 1st down, and once
I
again,
think he's got it.
Vandalia is going to man-to-man coverage on the wideouts, and they're playing 10 yards off. The Jackets, Dave, being smart, not trying to go long, take what the other team gives you. How many times do you hear people talk about that? It's almost cliche. And that time, they're going to give you a 5 or 6 yard gain. Take it.
Vandalia's defensive backs are covered by, or coached by, just an outstanding college football player who came from the University of Dayton, Dan Tobey from the Maria Stein area. He's now on the staff at Vandalia, and at the University of Dayton non-scholarship level, he was one outstanding defensive back.
Well, the rain has started to come down right at the moment. Umbrellas begin to pop up.
This is Allen. He'll take the football, breaks a couple of tackles, but he'll be brought down by Paul Flory, and he will argue pretty hard for the single yard that he was able to gain.
See where they spot this. He's going to be close to the line of scrimmage, it appears. We'll see where they spot it. Yeah, pick up, as you say, of about a yard.
Now, as they spot it, it's much closer to 1 foot.
Be a pickup on the play of 1, as you said, foot.
Goffney with 3 wideouts, including the wing on the right side, hands it straight ahead. That's Witt, got some room through midfield, 1st down. 5 yards to spare, and the Jackets in business in Vandalia territory, getting down to about the 42-yard line, so it's 1st and 10 once again.
Nice piece of running right there. Witt followed his blockers, moved it down the field. As you mentioned, pick up on the play of 15, and another Yellow Jacket 1st down. Rain has picked up a little bit more, coming down a lot more lively. Minute 20 to go until the end of the 1st period.
Adams made the stop for Butler. 1st and 10, Sidney. Paul Neves coming at us. 40, 35. Boy, he just takes people with him. That's another 1st down. Paul Neves is stopped by 47, Paul Flory. Gain on the play of a dozen.
Well, the Yellow Jackets have an injury. Down on the field is going to be Nick Swigert, another stalwart on that offensive line. And he appears to have a leg problem of some degree, either a knee or an ankle. There'll be a timeout on the field while they attend to him. And Dave, let's check out some of our sponsors.
And we'll check out all of them, including Cargill Incorporated, Kerrigan, Bowler, Stevenson, and Gottemiller Attorneys, TC Sports and Design, the Sidney Shelby County YMCA, Star Bank, Sidney Ford, Lincoln Mercury, the Heinfeld Insurance Agency, Sidney Interstate Shell, the Dog Pound, Minster State Bank, the Spot and Frisch's Restaurants, Travel to Paradise, Area Energy and Electric, North Dixie Drive-Through Carryout, Wilson's Cardinal Foods, People's Federal Savings and Loan Association, Errol Browd and Alan Browd of Edward Jones and Company, Emerson Wagner Realty, the Farrington Restaurant, A&B Machine Incorporated, the Field House near the University of Dayton, Myers Garage and Drive-Through Carryout in Newport, Dickman Insurance Agency, FD Lawrence Electric, Thermoseal Incorporated, and Shelby County Collectibles.
Well, good news. Nick Swiger's able to get up and walk off under his own power. He's walking it off behind the Sidney bench, limping noticeably. But David, once again, injuries the offensive line, and Jackets need to reload once again. But the good news is they lead 6-0. The ball just inside the 30-yard line following that 12-yard 1st down pickup by Paul Neves.
Less than a minute to play in our opening period. Double wing, Neves goes in motion, handoff on the wingback counter to Allen. Allen's got about 5 straight ahead for the Jackets. In to help bring him down, 29, Josh Fuller. Sidney looks at 2nd down 5.
A good call. When you come with the counter play, you freeze the linebackers. Allen comes in with fresh legs, of course, and early in the ball game, nice gain on the play. 2nd down to short 5.
Maybe the final play of the period. Twin backs. Goffney hands it to Neves once again. He'll get to the 20-yard line. That'll be very close. We'll check it out as Paul Flory's in on the stop, 47, last man up off the stack. They'll take a look at it. 9 seconds and official time.
Well,
I don't think that has to be measured. He's got that by half the length of the football.
I don't know. It's going to be pretty close.
He's got it. John, you got the view. Nod your head. Okay. That's right down in John's territory.
The ball needed to be across the 20-yard line, and it appears that 3/4 of the ball is. See if we can get out of the way.
First down.
First down.
And that'll be the 4th one of Sydney's possession. 4 first downs, the same number they had on their scoring drive, which came earlier in the quarter. 9 seconds, clock will start as soon as the chains are set. So Sydney has the option of whether to snap the ball here in this period.
Well, they're up at the line ready to go. They should get the snap off.
The clock is moving. 7-6. Goffney under center. The play is underway. He's back to throw. Got Johnson. Again, Vandalia plays soft. Johnson will get about 5 or 6. He was definitely down that time at the point that a loose football occurred.
And he's down on the play. And he's going to be slow to get up. And so now they're going to be a timeout while they attend to him. And that'll also bring us to the end of the quarter. Jackets lead 6-0. And after that pickup of about 6 yards on the play, David, we're ready to head for quarter number 2.
Star Bank offers a team of checking accounts that rewards you for banking with them. Each account offers a wide selection of checking plans to match your lifestyle and to meet your specific financial needs, including checking accounts that pay interest. You can also add extra value to your Star Bank checking account with the Smart Choices Benefits Package. For complete details about Star Bank checking plans and Smart Choices, ask your Star Bank representative. Star Bank, bank without boundaries. Member FDIC. It's my pleasure to welcome Sidney Ford Lincoln Mercury to this evening's telecast and our series of Game of the Week. Sidney Ford wants you to save time and money with the factory authorized clearance sale that's on now. Any new Ford car or 96 Ranger truck on Sidney Ford's lot includes free rust proofing. This is only for viewers of this contest between Sidney and Vandalia Butler. Tell them you heard it here. You'll save more time and money than ever. Sidney Ford Lincoln Mercury is across from Walmart just west of I-75. See them while selection is best and be sure to mention this telecast. Sidney Ford Lincoln Mercury, a continuing sponsor on this telecast. Be sure and give them some feedback that you appreciate the presentation.
Well, David Johnson's up and walking off the field, limping slightly. And you always wonder in a hit like that, of course, he suffered a fracture in his foot earlier this year. And you just wonder if he may have re-aggravated that injury or not. But he seems to be in pretty good shape as he comes to the sideline. So I look down, I also see number 64, Nick Swiger, still trying to walk off his injury.
He's giving it a good go.
Yeah, I think he wants to get back out on the field, but the Jackets on the field are doing very nicely as we start quarter number 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 5.
Football from the right hash mark at the 15-yard line. It's Kent Witt for good yardage inside the 10. He'll get down to about the 6-yard line, so guess what? It's 1st and goal.
Well, they go from the 15 to the 6. That's a pickup of 9 and another 1st down. And
they needed 4, and it's the 5th first down of the possession. 1st and goal, Yellow Jackets.
You really have to like the tenacity in which Sidney is putting together this drive. Along with their opening one, they have just dominated the line of scrimmage, both sides of the ball.
Against an opponent that's come in with some pretty good credentials. This is Witt straight ahead. He'll get down to about the 3-yard line where it'll be 2nd down goal. You know, this is a team that gave West Carrollton a real good scrap.
Well, they did. Went to overtime before losing to West Carrollton, a team that notched the Jackets' first loss. On a 10-6 ball game that saw Sidney just unable to stop the West Carrollton offense. Saw too much clock being ate up.
Well, the fight song's ready if the Jackets will cooperate right here. Goffney rolls out. He can walk in.
He's going to.
For the far corner, touchdown, Sidney.
There's the bang. There's the punctuation mark we needed.
So Sydney has gone 12 plays at 67 yards and 11 plays at 68 yards for the 2 touchdowns that have them up 12-0.
Well, that time Goffney headed around the left side over towards the Chow House, goes in from 3 yards out. And the Jackets, Dave, here should go for 2 as they lead right now 12-0. With the kick unsuccessful in the previous score, now they'll go for the 2-point conversion here.
Brandon Swiger in the lineup, but it'll be to play left tight end. Double wing, single back. Goffney calls the signal. He'll hand it off to Allen, who will be pursued from the backside, and that's no good. Jackets lead it by a score of 12-0 very early on in frame number 2 at Julia Lamb Field. Since 1907, homemade fresh food has been served and enjoyed at the Spot Restaurant on Courthouse Square in downtown Sydney. The current feature at the Spot is your choice of autumn delights, a bowl of vegetable or bean soup for only 99 cents. The Spot offers dine-in, carry-out, and curb service, in addition to catering for any size group, including events at the Oaks Club at Shelby Oaks Golf Course. That's the Spot Restaurant. Like high school football, a great Sydney tradition. Remember the Spot's weeknight blue plate special starting at 4:30 p.m.
Well, Dave, the Jackets look good in both offensive possessions. They're able to move the ball without penalty, without turnover. Twice they came close to fumbling the ball, and the Jackets really struggled in hanging on to the football this year. They have lost over 2/3 of the fumbles they've committed. They've lost the football, so it's been a real problem, and it was never more glaring than last week against Greenville. But tonight, they're up 12-0, 11:03 to go until halftime.
A good start for the Jackets tonight. Here's Swiger's boot. It's a pooch. That's a live football. And Sydney's on it. It hit one of the up men for Vandalia. And in defense of that young man, there wasn't a whole lot else he could do. That 61 Randy Crenshaw, and that poor kid, it was kind of like being a soccer goalie. It hit off his leg, and the Jackets have recovered.
Well, the Jackets get the ball following the fumble, but Dave, the young man, as you mentioned, number 61 for Vandalia, Randy Crenshaw, slow to get up after he was hit by that football. It really took the wind out of his sails. Jackets back in business. 1st and 10, 11 minutes to go, second period.
Well, like I say, I don't know what else he was supposed to do. Handoff comes this way with Neves, penetrates the 45-40 down to the 38-yard line. He has just created the optimum situation in football. The Jackets will look at 2nd down and 1. And this team, with its ground game, without Chris Van Tilburg, is just looking good.
They're really churning it out. They decided to go with Neves and Allen in the backfield. And they've done a nice job, no doubt about it.
From the 37-yard line at the right hash, Sydney needs a yard. Allen on the counter play. Vandalia did a pretty good job of staying home, and he may not have gotten it.
Well, the Jackets hoping that Vandalia would gamble a little bit, but their gamble went up the middle.
Remember, at halftime, it's our Sydney Band Show, brought to you as a community service by People's Federal Savings and Loan Association, celebrating 110 years of local service.
Gain on the play is negligible. It's going to be 3rd down to short 2.
Goffney with a single back, goes back to throw, pump fake, Spradlin deep. Nice catch at the 15-yard line, the 10, the 5, he'll get to the 2. It was a good throw. The ball was located very well when a defender was not able to do that. Spradlin made the catch, and Dale, as you said, we've been waiting for that to happen. The pump fake, that made the commitment for the defensive back to come up, and the Jackets hit a fairly deep one.
Oh, it was great. 36-yard gain that time by Spradlin, and as you mentioned, they set it up with the short passes. They got him to bite on it, but what a great throw by Derek Goffney. Really led him over the outside shoulder away from the defender. A nice pickup. And that puts the Jackets in business. 1st and 10 inside to 5. Better cue up that tape machine one more time.
It's ready to go. 1st and goal, Yellow Jackets. This is Allen, the dive, touchdown, Sydney. Dale, let the tape machine be the least of your worries. The fight song is on there 50 times back to back. And the Yellow Jackets are out to a big lead over Vandalia. This time, it's 47 yards in only 4 plays.
Luke Allen carrying it in from 2 yards out, but Dave, that really set up by the long 36-yard pass to Spradlin inside. Jackets go for 2.
Goffney rolls this way, the 5, he'll cut it in, got the deuce. Yellow Jackets lead Vandalia Butler 20-0, still fairly early in the second quarter. It's been all Yellow Jackets on this Friday night as we begin a 2-game Sydney homestand to bring a conclusion to the regular season. They're like the kicker who makes the game-winning field goal. They're Motorists Insurance Company's pace setter agents like Jeff Sargent at the Heinfeld Insurance Agency, and they're in a league all their own. Pace setters are an elite group of motorist agents who set the standard for the other insurance professionals in the industry. Heinfeld Insurance in Sydney is a pace setter agency. Motorist insurance companies say, you know us, and now you know a motorist pace setter agent. Jeff Sargent of the Heinfeld Insurance Agency. They're on the south side of downtown Sydney.
What an interesting weapon the leg of Brandon Swiger has become. I think the Jackets tried that on the very opening kickoff. I think he is aiming intentionally to try to hit one of the up people to see what happens, just exactly what did previously. They have to stay on top of things, and now Vandalia gives a huge, wide-open berth right up the middle of the field.
And that's where the ball went. See what kind of hop it takes. It'll be kind of a cherry hop. Football picked up at the 18, and there's some good running room. Into the open field is Steve Bell, pursued by Ludwig. He'll be brought down at the opposite 37-yard line. So a big return for the Aviators.
Well, that time they go with the squib. The Jackets over-pursue. A great block and a broken tackle at the point of attack. Nobody's at home. The Jackets all stayed in their lanes, and he busted it straight up the middle. 9:17 to go until halftime. Jackets lead 20-0, but Vandalia with the best field position they've had all night. The ball will be spotted down at the Yellow Jacket 37.
It's at the right hash mark. I formation for the Aviators, wing left, double, tight end. Here comes motion. This will be the second man through, and there's some good yardage. Good for about a dozen by 31, Brandon Harris. He got into the Sydney secondary with some good straight-ahead running. Pillsbury up to support to make the tackle.
Only the second first down in the ball game for Vandalia. Their other one came following a pass interference call against the Jackets. And actually, it's going to be a pickup on the play of 13, taking the ball down to the Yellow Jacket 24-yard line.
9 minutes till intermission, and the halftime band show of the Pride of Sydney Marching Band. Football still at the right hash as the Vandalia band starts to pick up the pace. Hand off over the right side. That once again should have been Brandon Harris, 31, the tailback.
Paul Neves almost with the tackle in the backfield made contact. The Jackets able to pursue and bring him down, but not until Harris is able to pick up 3 on the play.
2nd and 7, Vandalia Butler. Sydney started to play Butler on a regular basis with the advent of the old Miami Central Conference back in 1975. So this is the 22nd meeting in that series. Pitchback comes this way. That's Steve Bell, 46. Can't get the corner turned. Good job knifing through by Spradlin for the Jackets to stop that play at about the 20 after a gain of only a long yard.
Ran right past the would-be blocker out there. Nice job as he was able to, as you mentioned, knife through and make the tackle. Pick up on the play of only 1 yard. Good open field tackle that time by John Spradlin.
3rd and 6. Nose of the ball is just outside the 20 with 7:45 till halftime. I formation once again, double tight, flanker right. Bardinero to throw on the slant, got his man, a completion to 83, Dan Moeller. Moeller has first down yardage, good to about the 12 or 13 yard line. Spradlin over there on the stop for the Jackets, so too was Ludwig. 1st and 10 Vandalia is there on the short end 20-0, and they're trying to hit the board well before halftime.
Well, pick up on the play of 10.
Football will be at the 11.
A nice cut inside that time as they came underneath the Sydney coverage and were able to pick up the first down.
Ball at the right hash. Again the eye. This time it'll be the up back carrying the mail. 35, Jake Brown.
He stacked up right at the 10-yard line. Pick up on the play, Dave, about a half a yard. See where they spot this. It looks like the ball should be straddling the 10-yard line.
We'll call it 2nd and 9 from the 10.
Perhaps just inside it. Pick up on the play of 1.
6:50 on the clock. Football still at the right hash. Vandalia has a wide side to their left with which to work. They're in 4-down territory, obviously, especially when you consider a 20-0 deficit. Handoff will be the second man. That's good running room and a Vandalia touchdown for 31, Brandon Harris. Good explosion, Dale, and he just took it straight up the gut.
Great blocking on the inside. The Jackets came with a blitz. Their blitz went to the outside. Good blocking by the Vandalia offensive line. Nobody at home to stop that one. And a good piece of running and a touchdown. Vandalia makes a bid to get back into the ball game. They trail by 14. They'll elect to kick.
6 plays, 37 yards, and Matt Snyder 24 for the point. It's down, a line drive, looks good. It's through the middle. The score, Sydney 20 and the Aviators 7. The Minster State Bank is your locally owned and operated full-service financial institution, providing up-to-date financial services delivered directly to you by folks you know and trust. Whether you're looking for competitive rates on your deposits, a custom-tailored loan, or most any financial service, why sacrifice convenience, safety, or personal attention? Get it all the way you like it at any of their offices in Sydney, Minster, New Bremen, Wapakoneta, or St. Mary's. That's the Minster State Bank, member FDIC, and an equal opportunity lender. Dale, although it was only 37 yards, Vandalia pretty respectable and impressive through just a 6-play touchdown drive.
Well, they picked up a couple of first downs. They threw the ball, completed one pass, and ran it very effectively against the Yellow Jackets. So now the Jackets will get the ball back and see if they can get the offense cranked up one more time.
This is Yellow Jacket replay on Time Warner 13 from Sydney. Schenk is the kickoff man. Here's the boot, it's a squib. Touched by one of the up men. Who will pick it up? That's 54, Ben Barker. And he's able to advance it slightly and overall did a pretty good job there with helping to set up the Yellow Jackets in real good field position.
Well, knocked the ball down, didn't fall on it, which is what you really want your up people to do, but he was able to pick it up cleanly and pick up another 3 or 4 yards. Great field position. Clock now stands at 6:26 to go until halftime. Jackets enjoy a 20-7 lead.
Jackets break the huddle and head to the line of scrimmage. The Aviators have scored for the first time tonight. Goffney with a play fake, rolls out, looks deep to Johnson, comes underneath, just a little bit behind Josh Swiger. He's the tight end, number 17. Pass just a little bit behind him. Will go to 2nd down 10. Johnson was the deep threat. The throw went underneath to the tight end.
Now that breaks a string of 5 straight completions by Derek Goffney. I'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 situation. Jackets right now, Dave, are completion-wise 5 of 7 here in the first half. But they had the same problem on their opening drive. First pass was incomplete. But they went ahead and scored a touchdown.
Double wing, Goffney hits Spradlin. To the 45, he will get to midfield. That's a first down with a couple of yards to spare. Nice job by Spradlin. Credit the tackle to Ryan Price, 86.
It's going to be a pickup on the play of 12, Dave. And once again, the Jackets just taking what's there. He comes off the line. The Vandalia Aviators go in reverse. He's able to run for a 12-yard pickup before he ever gets to a defender.
1st and 10, Sydney, almost to midfield. Double wing, Johnson's wide right. Handoff will go to Witt following that offensive surge, and Witt will take it for about 4 yards, closer to 5 perhaps. We'll look at 2nd down and about split the difference. Jamie Lozan, number 84 on the stop for Vandalia.
By that time, the Yellow Jackets running behind big number 64. Nick Swiger back on the field for the Yellow Jackets. Just go power left. And Witt just put his helmet right in the numbers of old 64 and says, hey, take me into the other side. Pick up on the play of about 4.
2nd down, pretty close to 6 to go. Allen comes in motion. He'll be the lead blocker for Witt, who will get only down to the 44. That football is out, but it is after he's ruled down by contact. The gain on the play is 2. Sydney will look at 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Play will come in from the Sydney sideline with David Johnson.
Well, the Jackets could really go a couple of different directions here. They split out double wides to the left. They should be able to throw this ball. Now they go to trips with the
motion man.
The motion.
Goffney to throw it. He's got that motion man. Nice set of hands underneath. Catch made for the Yellow Jackets by Allen. Good job by Luke Allen, and the pass was thrown very much in stride. Sidney looks at first down 10, and the first down column is one place tonight that Sidney's very impressive.
Well, they sure are. That's a nice little 7-yard gain, and Dave, that was well conceived. The Yellow Jackets did not try to take any more than what was available. They ran the 2 outside receivers down the field, opened up the underneath coverage.
Vandalia gets their 12th man off the field. Hand off to the deepest man, Witt. He's sacrificing some yards. He'll be brought down. Able to scramble back to within about 2 yards of the line of scrimmage. Stop will be made there for the Aviators by Scott Deisher, 66. He is one of the league's premier tacklers statistically.
Well, it'll be a loss on the play of 3, Dave, and I'll tell you what, that's the first time tonight that Vandalia has stopped Sidney for negative yardage.
Football's at the 40. And you see the Jackets come to the line of scrimmage in their home black uniforms, white numerals, gold helmets. Aviators not quite jumping offside. Goffney to throw, puts it over to Spradlin, had to go to a knee to catch it. So he'll be down immediately at that point, and that might be a pickup back close to the line of scrimmage at the outset of this series of downs, and it is, so it's 3rd down 10.
Well, the ball thrown too low for Spradlin to come up with. If Spradlin had come up and, come back to the quarterback, may have had a chance to run with the football, but ball kind of nosed down a little bit on Goffney on that throw. I'm sure he's not real happy with the result. However, it'll bring up a 3rd down. Jackets, Dave, in 4-down territory.
Let's see if Johnson goes deep. Nope, the handoff will go to Witt. He'll cut it back. Penalty flag. It's just about got to be holding, and it looks like it will either it will definitely nullify. The question is whether it actually helped the play. Sidney looked like they were first down bound, but it's got to be holding against the Jackets, and indeed there is the incriminating signal from the referee.
Second penalty against the Yellow Jackets tonight. Interestingly enough, Dave, Vandalia leads the league in fewest penalty yards. They don't beat themselves, and the Yellow Jackets have been victimized by that little bugaboo several times this season.
I believe 22 penalties on Vandalia for the season.
That's right.
And when you figure that over 8 weeks, that's not much.
No, it's sure
it's
not.
Less than 1 per quarter.
Well, they have none so far.
Much less than 1 per quarter.
Exactly. Well, that's from the spot is going to take the ball back out to the 49-yard line for the Yellow Jackets.
3rd and about 22. Goffney to throw, wants to put up a home run. Unloads it over the middle, Neves. Perhaps the ball was deflected before it got to him. Sidney will look at 4th and 22, and this is a no-brainer. We're going to look at the Sidney punting game. Lozanne was back there in pass coverage for the Aviators of head coach Steve Pelfrey.
Well, the first punt thus far for the Yellow Jackets tonight.
Goffney's been among the league leaders. Right now he stands 3rd in terms of raw average at 35.1. I've got to believe if we had the stat available that he might be the leader in net yardage. Here's Goffney's boot. If that's allowed to hit, it'll really roll.
Oh, it doesn't. It bounces straight in the air.
I'm shocked. It's a negative roll. I thought the way that ball was tumbling that it would head south in a big hurry, but that is not at all what happened.
Yeah, it was an end-over-end kick, and as you say, normally that ball will continue its momentum and go on into the end zone, but it bounced back at the Yellow Jackets. So from the 49, the ball is going to be spotted down at the 25-yard line. So what looked to be a good kick ends up with only a 24-yarder. So after we talked up Mr. Goffney's great right leg.
So be it.
So be it. We get a bad bounce. Because that ball landed down around the 15-yard line, but came back this direction.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a mediocre to poor kick that had excellent results. Pulfer will make the stop for the Yellow Jackets. Bell carried the mail, number 46. Got a tough yard, if that. 2nd down.
Good job inside as Ben was able to shut things down.
Time winding down here in the period. By the time of the snap, we're going to be at about 2:30.
Actually, we're at 2:14 now.
Well, let's make it about 2.
There you go. Spot of the ball is going to be straddling the 25-yard line. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10.
Aviators with the eye, a receiver either way. Bardenero back to throw. Unloads into the sideline. A perfect ball for that receiver to run under. I'm speaking of 82 Charlie Amlin. He had a golden opportunity to run under that football. Well thrown by his quarterback. Spradlin makes the stop. And all at once, that clock doesn't look like as much of a barrier with that long gainer for the Aviators. They take the football from the 25 down to the 37.
38 yards.
Yep, 13 plus 25. That adds up in a pretty good hurry.
That ball, Dave, was thrown on a 3-step drop. He just dropped and threw it to an area, and it happened to be thrown perfectly. A very, very difficult pass to defend, but a successful one for Vandalia. They're thus far 2 of 4 in the passing department. 1st and 10, ball at the Sidney 37.
They're trying to get back into this football game, trailing 3 touchdowns to 1, a score of 20-7. Nice job picking up the blitz. Screen pass. They've got a completion, but a good job hanging on over there by Kent Witt, wearing number 40, as that was Jake Brown, number 35, with the football, and the Aviators will take timeout. They'll be looking at 3rd down. They'll need about 7 yards when we resume with 1:42 left in the 2nd quarter. Cellular One is now Air Touch, and Area Energy and Electric wants to introduce you to cellular calling with a fantastic offer through Saturday, November the 9th. Just sign up for 3 years of Air Touch service and receive absolutely free a free phone with free activation, free unlimited weekend calling for 3 months, and free Air Touch long distance also for 3 months. Some restrictions apply. See Andy Bergman at Area Energy and Electric, just south of Lehman High School on State Route 29 in Sydney. Area Energy and Electric, your Air Touch cellular connection.
1 minute, 42 seconds to go until halftime, Dave. The Jackets jump out, as you mentioned, to a 3-touchdown lead. Vandalia comes back with a score of their own. And now following a big pass play, they're knocking on the door once again. The ball spotted just inside the Yellow Jacket 35-yard line at the 34. But Sydney does not want to give up a score here. If the defense can shut the door and go in with a 2-touchdown lead, that's going to look a lot better, considering the Jackets will get the ball to start the second half.
Second and 7. Aviators from the right hash, so the wide side of the field is toward us. Handoff will be to the up back.
He's going to pick up 8 straight up the gut. It's going to be a gain of...
Yep, he got through the pack there. I didn't quite spot that, but Jake Brown emerged from the log jam at the line of scrimmage and has taken the football down to the 27-yard line, where indeed Vandalia Butler enjoys 1st down and 10, a minute 34.
Quickly to the line, ready to go. Clock starts at 1:34.
Football declared ready for play. They waste almost no time. Goes to their deep back. Should be Steve Bell once again, 46. He'll only get a couple against the middle of the Sydney defensive front. 2nd down, 8. Clock on the move. Vandalia goes with a full huddle. We're showing a minute 15.
Well, he was smothered as he tried to enter the center of the Sydney defensive line. The Jackets really need to stiffen here. Vandalia has been able to move the ball with pretty good success on the ground against the Jackets.
Under a minute. Bardenero to throw. Unloads into the sideline. Got a man, but it's through his arms. Dan Dixon, number 6. Had to locate that one over the shoulder, and it falls incomplete. If that ball's caught, it's 6 points.
Oh, it is. The outside receiver on this side, Amlin, slanted across the center. The Yellow Jacket defense went with him. Swinging out of the backfield was Dixon, was wide open, and only some stiff hands kept that from being 6 points.
That will stop the clock with 54 seconds, so that part of it does have benefit for Butler.
3rd down, about 8 yards to go.
Look for Bardenero to throw. Nope, he'll slip it off. That'll be to his running back as Paul Neves stands up Brandon Harris after a pickup of about 3. Clock's at 48 seconds. The Jackets have called timeout.
You really like the way that Neves tackles. When he makes the hit, the forward motion usually stops. So a good tackle right there by Paul Neves. It's going to bring up a 4th down and That's going to be pretty close to 5 yards.
Right. I believe the Jackets called timeout there, though we didn't exactly see the indication. I would kind of doubt that, though, when I look at this situation.
Well, what they're showing, they still show Sydney with 3 timeouts, and they do credit that one to Vandalia. That's their second. They still have 1 remaining.
That makes sense. Woody Sturm at the North Dixie drive-thru in Sydney is glad to support the Yellow Jackets and also the Lehman Cavaliers right here on Time Warner 13. North Dixie is your complete party supply headquarters, from beverages to ice to chips to charcoal, and those last-minute convenience items like bread and milk. You'll find everything you need from the convenience of your car at the North Dixie drive-thru, just south of I-75 on County Road 25A in Sydney. Open daily at 10 with Sunday sales available, also featuring the Ohio Lotto. North Dixie carries propane. With Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's approaching, remember, peeled and clean shrimp at the North Dixie drive-thru. 4th down, Vandalia. Motion to the right side. Bardenero wants to throw. Allen with pressure. Unloads to the end zone. Good thing you don't want to intercept it. Knock that ball down. It's done with 42 seconds. Who was over there? Pillsbury?
No, that was on David Johnson.
Good job, because with 4th down, you don't want to catch it. Knock the ball down and save yourself 20-some yards.
Pillsbury on coverage, out on the flat. The ball was uncatchable. It was overthrown, but Johnson did the right thing. Playing center field, comes over, makes the contact, bats it down. No one catches it. It's going to be the Yellow Jackets' ball. 1st and 10. Spot of the ball is going to be the 22-yard line.
Sydney will probably need to snap it twice.
Jackets need a player. They're shy.
Here comes David Johnson.
Actually, I think Sydney's going to take a timeout, which they will.
Yes, they will. And we will go ahead and acknowledge the Farrington. Classic but casual? You bet. That describes the Farrington restaurant at I-75 and Fair Road in Sydney. Lunch is highlighted by daily chef specials, including a Friday pasta bar that looked awfully popular earlier today. The very popular Sunday brunch is from 10 to 2. Delicious and creative describes the Farrington's new menu items. Early bird specials and reservations anytime are also offered by the Farrington. Classic but casual, the Farrington. Catering and banquets also a specialty. As they like to say, your place or theirs. Compliments of Jim and Lisa at the Farrington.
Well, I stopped by to visit before I came here. I need to talk to Jim briefly, and well, they were ready for a big crowd tonight. Tonight is Italian night, and they were expecting a huge crowd. Reservations were filling up all the dining areas.
I attended a Chamber of Commerce legislative luncheon there earlier today. Very nice affair. Goffney will hand it off. Coming wide with good yardage is Pillsbury. He's all the way out to the 37-yard line, brought down over there by Jason Price. And it's 36 seconds. Clock will stop with the reset of the chains. See if the Jackets might try something.
15-yard gain by Pillsbury.
Let's see what kind of a call. They're in no hurry to get to the line of scrimmage. We're down to 25.
As I mentioned, Jackets will get the ball to start the second half. Inside handoff is to Witt. He breaks the tackle and gets out across the 45.
Lausanne makes the stop. It's short of a first down. Now Sydney will take time out, which would belie the fact that they were not in a hurry to get to the line of scrimmage on the previous play.
Now, considering they had 2 remaining, that would have been a good time to save enough for perhaps another down. But we'll see what happens. 12 seconds left to go until halftime. Jackets still lead 20-7.
If you're traveling for either business or pleasure, the professionals at Travel to Paradise invite you to put your plans in their hands for all phases of your journey. They're the experts on the complicated maze of airfares, and they've been to most of the destinations you'll be considering. If you're looking for some action either on the slopes or at the tables, Travel to Paradise has some nice packages available. Travel to Paradise, located across from Bank One in downtown Sydney. You'll find them in your yellow pages. Same name, same location, same ownership and management since 1982. Travel to Paradise.
Well, the Jackets with 1 wide out. Let's see if they run the ball.
Goffney rolls, picks up a block, throws back to Pillsbury on the halfback screen. Pillsbury taken out of bounds after first down yardage at the 49-yard line. So the clock will stop. And Sydney with 5 seconds will have a first down. And the clock will not restart until the snap of the football. That's not a real good spot, it doesn't appear. Let's put it this way. The chain is roughly a yard ahead of where the football is, which is interesting. Sydney, 1st and 11. Goffney back to throw. They set up a screen, it looks like. It's an over-the-middle screen that is Kent Witt. He's pursued from behind and will be stopped by Matt Jones as time expires in the first half. Pretty good first half of football for the Yellow Jackets that shows the score Sydney 20 and Vandalia Butler with 7. Yellow Jacket replay on Time Warner Channel 13 from Sydney. Brought to you by Cargill Incorporated, Kerrigan, Bowler, Stevenson, and Gottemiller attorneys, TC Sports and Design, the Sydney Shelby County YMCA, Star Bank, Sydney Ford Lincoln Mercury, the Heinfeld Insurance Agency, Sydney Interstate Shell, the Dog Pound, Minster State Bank, the Spot and Frisch's Restaurants, Travel to Paradise, Area Energy and Electric, the North Dixie Drive-Through Carryout, Wilson's Cardinal Foods, People's Federal Savings and Loan Association. They're our halftime sponsor, and they're marking 110 years of local service. Errol Browd and Alan Browd of Edward Jones and Company, Emerson Wagner Realty, the Farrington Restaurant, A&B Machine Incorporated, the Field House near the University of Dayton, Myers Garage and Drive-Through Carryout in Newport. Also, the Dickman Insurance Agency, F.D. Lawrence Electric, Thermoseal Incorporated, and Shelby County Collectibles. Our cameraman is John Hemp from Hemp Imagery in Sydney, specializing in still and video photography of weddings and other memorable events like this game of the week. Call him at 492-7313. He promises he'll give you his best shot. With a statistical look at Sydney's 13-point halftime advantage is Dale Given.
Well, thanks, Dave. The Yellow Jackets really dominating things, and you look at the first downs, the Yellow Jackets with 14 first downs compared to 5 for Vandalia. You'd expect the Jackets to be up by at least 2 touchdowns. They are 20-7. Leading ground gainer for the Yellow Jackets, as expected, is Kent Witt, 75 yards on the ground. Luke Allen's carried the ball 3 times for 8 yards. Paul Neese, 34 yards and 4 carries. Derek Goffney with 15 yards on 3, and Nash Pillsbury with 1 carry for 15 yards. Total of 147 yards on the ground. The Jackets also with 104 yards through the passing department. Derek Goffney having a very fine evening. Actually, you could almost say an excellent evening. 9 of 12 passing right now, and that's just spectacular. He's had completions to Pillsbury, Johnson. Spradlin has been his main target. He's caught 5 passes for a total of 70 yards, but he's also had tosses to Kent Witt and Luke Allen. And David, the Yellow Jackets just looking really, really solid on the offensive side. Defensively, they've had 1 fall down. They gave up 1 touchdown. But other than that, played very fine. Vandalia, on the other hand, as far as the offense would be, a very balanced attack. 52 yards rushing, 51 yards through the air. Bardinero has completed 3 of 7 passes, I mentioned, for 51 yards. 2 of those going to Charlie Amlin, one of which was a 36-yard, very nice toss, which thought we were going to see another Vandalia score, but it was not to be. Their leading ground gainer is Brandon Harris, 29 yards rushing. Jake Brown and Steve Bell have been their primary ball carriers as well. Taking a look at things on the scoring, to recap briefly, it's been a fairly cut-and-dried game, if you will. Nothing real flashy, a lot of good solid running, some timely passing by the Yellow Jackets and the Vandalia Aviators. Sydney scored the first 3 times that they touched the football. First time at the 5:19 mark following a Vandalia punt. It was Paul Neves taking it in from 6 yards out. The extra point was blocked, and it was a 6-0 Yellow Jacket lead. Sydney then scored the next time they touched the football. It was the second quarter, 11:03 mark, and it was Derek Goffney taking it in from 3 yards out. The 2-point conversion was unsuccessful, and it was a 12-0 Yellow Jacket lead. Sydney recovered a kick that hit one of the Vandalia up people. The fumble was recovered. The Jackets went on to score at the 9:26 mark. It was Luke Allen going in from 2 yards out. Derek Goffney skated around right in for the 2-point conversion. It was 20-0 Yellow Jackets. Vandalia came right back following an excellent kick return that took the ball deep inside the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. Vandalia's Brandon Harris went in from 9 yards out. The kick was good. It was 20-7. Vandalia was able then to force Sydney to punt. They drove down deep into Sydney territory, but turned it over on downs. The Jackets got the ball across midfield as the gun went off to sound halftime. And David, the Jackets right now with a somewhat comfortable 20-7 lead. They'll get the ball back to start the second half.
Thank you, Dale. High school football has a great tradition in this part of the country, and the sound of the high school marching band is as much a part of the tradition as the game itself. That's why People's Federal Savings and Loan Association of Sydney, celebrating 110 years, is pleased to put tonight's Pride of Sydney halftime band show into the spotlight, reflecting People's Federal's ongoing community involvement. People's Federal has been your locally operated financial center for 110 years. They're justifiably proud of the role they play in the local economy. People's Federal is an equal opportunity lender, and they take this opportunity to present and salute the Pride of Sydney Marching Band. Make Me Smile, courtesy of Chicago and the Pride of Sydney Marching Band. It's halftime with the Jackets leading Vandalia 20-7. Tonight's Pride of Sydney Marching Band Show has been a community service provided by People's Federal Savings and Loan Association of Sydney. Again at halftime, the Yellow Jackets of Sydney lead the Vandalia Butler Aviators 20-7. This is Yellow Jacket Replay on Time Warner, Channel 13. As Dale indicated, prior to our band show, the Jackets do receive the kickoff to start the second half. Ben Schenk will kick off. And the Jackets will stack their receivers, and this will just be a pooch up the middle. It'll be picked up by Ludwig at the 25, brings it forward, gets to the 40. Out to about the 43-yard line. Good job on that return. So the Jackets will set up in very good field position as Paul Flory and also Schenk the kicker in on the stop along with 83 Dan Moeller. Here comes Sydney trying to add to a 2-touchdown advantage.
Well, that time the Yellow Jackets able to avoid contact with some of the front people. It gets back to Ludwig, who scoops it up and takes her straight up the pipe. Good field position for the Jackets. 1st and 10, ball in their own 45.
Handoff is to the second man through. That's Kent Witt. He'll take it for a gain of 6 into Vandalia territory at the 49-yard line. So it's a good start to the second half for Sydney. Stop made by John Westfall, 64. And the plays come in via the Sydney receivers. This is Ryan Smith on the messenger service. Number 23, who will split out of your screen to the right. Split backs behind Goffney. Strength is to the left of the formation. That's where the play comes. Witt will try the middle. He's stopped by Matt Jones, 6'3" and 215, and a senior.
Well, not much running room there. He's able to get the ball just down to about the 48-yard line. Pick up on the play of only 1. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. And about make it a long 3.
That's a good number.
So the Jackets trying to do things here on their first possession in the second half, and they're facing their first 3rd down opportunity.
Johnson brings in the play. He's split to the right. Double wing. We'll see if one of the wings goes in motion. He does not. Goffney to throw. Got Johnson at first down range with a yard to spare. Nice play for the Jackets. Jason Price, 88, makes the stop. But Sydney has the first down as they'll pick up about 5 on that particular play.
Nice play, just a simple out pattern. That time Johnson coming back to get the ball and then was able to turn it upfield to get the necessary yardage for the first down. First down the second half for the Yellow Jackets.
Split backs this time. Goffney will hand it this way with Paul Neves. Neves didn't quite get to the 40 before he met a Mack truck in 66, Scott Deischer.
Also hanging on to an ankle is number 64. That is John Westfall, 6 foot and 190-pound junior. Pick up on the play of about 3. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Just underway in the second half. We have played a little over 2 minutes. Sydney on top of Vandalia, 20-7. Our halftime score is still prevailing. And off to Witt. Finds a little room getting outside. He'll get up to, on the gain of 5, to about the 35.
And the ball was spotted just shy of the 40. It looks like it's going to be nose touching the 35-yard line. You get a great look at it right there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2. The Yellow Jackets in 4-down territory. But with the success they've had running the football, look for the Jackets to power it ahead right here.
See if it's Kent Witt wearing number 40 in honor of Ryan Wheeler with a knee injury. He can't play anymore. There's an easy first down as Witt will spin all the way down to the 28-yard line. So he's actually got about 6 yards to spare when he just needed 2 for the first. So the pickup is 8. It's the second first down of the Sydney sequence that begins the 3rd quarter.
And another Yellow Jacket first down. Clock moving inside of 9 minutes in this 3rd period, and the Yellow Jackets with a ball control type of offense really eating up a lot of clock.
Wide side is to the right. Spradlin splits left. Neves is a lead blocker for Witt. That may be 2 yards, depending what kind of forward progress is granted on the play. Bottom of the stack for the Aviators, Trent Vanover, number 11.
Actually, they're going to spot it, straddling the 37-yard line. So a gain on the play of about 1.5 yards. Make it a long 8.
Sidney tries to add to the 13-point cushion. Goffney will hand it off to Neves, cuts it outside, very close to a first down. I believe he has it as he dives inside the 20, but we'll check the exact spot of forward progress. It will be close.
Well, let's see who has the spot. It looks like the line judge on the far side is going to mark it very close enough. We're going to get a measurement, Dave. So that's going to be a pickup on the play of about 8 yards.
Chains are coming out.
I think this one might be a tad shy.
I'd say by less than the length of the football, but I believe it'll be short. Chain crew comes out 4 minutes into the second half.
So we get the referee out of the way.
They will stretch it.
And they got a first down.
Got it by about 5 inches.
So be it.
Third first down of the Jacket possession. We'll go to play number 8 coming up next.
I don't know that we've missed any of those this year. That may be the first one. We're usually pretty good at that.
Well, you know when to venture an opinion and when not to.
First and 10 Jackets.
Wings off to the right. The double handoff comes back with Allen on the counter. He will get all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Great second effort that time. Allen was hit at about the 14-yard line, was able to spin down just shy of the 10.
Fuller on the stop for Vandalia. He'll be, just about 2 yards short. Pickup of 8 on the play. Nice chunk of it. Second down 2, the football inside the 11-yard line.
Another thing that's nice, too, Dave, is the way the Jackets are mixing up their plays. Everybody's touching the football, a pass here and there, really keeping things loose.
I think the offense has been very well called all night. This is Witt. He has first down yardage before being knocked back. Jackets will enjoy first and goal from about the 7-yard line. Josh Welling, 30, led the stampede for the Vandalia Butler Aviators, and indeed it is a first down for Sidney. First and goal from the 7-yard line.
Unofficially 99 yards in rushing thus far for Kent Witt.
He's looking at a season where he could very easily gain 1,000 with Troy yet to play next week.
I believe he's about 140 yards shy, or maybe a little less than that. May get it tonight.
He needed 174. There's a flag as Neves gets down to about the 2. That's about got to be holding. And I think the guy being held was Dan Dixon, big number 6 of Vandalia Butler. Witt, coming into this evening, had carried the football 156 times for 826 yards and a 5.3 average with 5 rushing touchdowns. So, Dale, you're indicating he's right at 100. Of course, this play won't be of any benefit.
It's going to be a tripping call against the Yellow Jackets. So that'll be a 15-yard mark-off against Sidney, I believe. So the Jackets were facing first and goal from the 8, and now they'll head southward towards the Jackson Towers. This ball will be brought out to the 22-yard line.
Yep, tripping. That's definitely the signal.
Third penalty called against the Yellow Jackets, Dave. They've had 1 in each quarter thus far. None called against the Aviators. Not surprising.
No, like we said, Vandalia was the least penalized team, not only in terms of yardage, but in terms of frequency in the league.
And contrast that with the fact that the Jackets have had over 50 penalties. And we mentioned that Vandalia had only 22. So tonight with the Jackets with 3 and Vandalia with none, actually a good game for both ball clubs if you look at the way their seasons have gone penalty-wise. Now they're going to discuss some things with the head coach who, for Yellow Jackets, Scott Roddy, wants an explanation. And as you can see right there on the screen, he's saying that one of the linemen stuck his leg around behind him, and that's the call.
Scott was not enthralled tonight when he saw these officials and realized that they were exactly the same crew that worked the West Carrollton game. He had some concerns there. Yellow Jackets will take time out. So it was either this crew or the other one that had 3 people within the 45377 zip code. So, whatever.
Well, the Jackets will come over and huddle around head coach Scott Roddy, and they'll talk things over. 6:56 to go in the third period. Jackets still lead, Dave, 20-7.
Your locally owned independent groceries are Wilson's Cardinal Foods with 2 Sydney locations. Jim Wilson pledges competitive prices among a wide selection, but feels that personal customer service is what truly sets them apart. This service includes complimentary carryout from the checkout line to your car. Visit Wilson's Cardinal Foods on Wapak Avenue or South Ohio Avenue, both in Sydney. Both stores feature a delicatessen. You'll love the bakery at the north location. Ask for details about delivery service from Wilson's Cardinal Foods. They'll gladly accommodate their customers who truly need it.
Well, Dave, we'll see what the Jackets do here. You would expect this to be a passing situation, but they're in field goal range currently. With the ball spotted at the 22. From right there, it would be a 39-yarder, well within the range of Brandon Swiger. So let's see what the Jackets elect to do. 4 downs to try to score. Field goal would not be a bad thing to have coming out of this possession if you have to settle for that. And of course, the Jackets would like to get a touchdown. Let's see what kind of defense Vandalia deploys. Jackets split out double wides to the right. They may try to throw underneath.
Neves and Johnson go to the right, single back behind Goffney, who will come straight back to throw. Unloads over the middle. Johnson just misses connections down at about the 6-yard line. A trio of Aviators back there to defend.
Well, the ball falls incomplete. The Jackets try to bite off a big chunk, try to get it down to the 5-yard line. Goes incomplete. Good throw. Ball was catchable. Johnson diving down at the 5, but unable to come up with it. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and goal to go. Ball on the 22.
You know, especially looking forward to Troy's visit next Friday, it wouldn't be a bad time to try to tune up that field goal game and get an opportunity of this length. Goffney rolls out. He could run it. He'll pull up and pay the price. First man there was Dan Dixon, number 6. Looked like something was there to the outside.
Well, the Jackets that time, they had the man open underneath. Coming out into the flat, it looked like Allen was wide open for about a 10-yard gain, but Goffney looked up and saw Spradlin start to run beyond the coverage, and as he went to try to recock the arm and throw deep, he was hit and dropped. It's going to be a loss on the play of about 6 yards. So that's going to bring up now a 3rd and a whole bunch, and the Jackets now may be out of that field goal range.
3rd and goal from the 28. Goffney, end around, pitches it back to Johnson, who is brought down near midfield, or near the 40. All the way back at the 39. Coming through was 11, Trent Vanover. And unless you're inclined for a 57-yard field goal, Sydney will punt.
Well, that just didn't work at all. That time the Jackets tried to toss one deep, and Vandalia with good penetration, and they just failed to execute. That was the offensive side of the football for the Jackets. It's going to be 4th down. Jackets will punt.
The 12th play of the Sydney possession is a punt. The good news for the Jackets is that they hold the ball for 6.5 minutes. This is a good high boot. It'll go out of bounds. Let's see where it's marked. It'll be inside the 20. Where?
Well, I don't know how they're going to mark this. This should be intriguing.
Oh, he's got to be kidding.
Well, see, the referee didn't stay to line it up, and the side judge just walked down to the 10, and I don't think anybody's really got a clue.
I don't either. I think that ball realistically probably went out of bounds about the 16 or 17.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
The first thing you should do is go mark it, not worry about who's going to handle the miscellaneous duty of picking up the football.
Well, needless to say, it's ball spotted down at the 14, following about a 28-yard Sydney punt.
Well, that's somewhere close to where it should have been. Football handed off. Straight ahead is Steve Bell for good yardage for the Aviators. He'll pick up about 8 before Nash Pillsbury makes the stop over the 20-yard line. We go to 2nd down.
And another Yellow Jacket slow to get up and is headed for the sidelines, and that's going to be Paul Neves, who comes up very gingerly, although he's going to go back to the huddle. He's going to run it off and stay in, so a gutty bit of work right there. But a nice pickup on the play for Vandalia. Gain on the play of about 7. Although the scoreboard listed 2nd down and 12 to go, it's going to be 2nd down to about 3.
I formation for the Aviators. Everybody tight except a single wide receiver. Bell goes off left tackle and doesn't get very far. Luke Allen helped to trip that one up. We'll go to 3rd down.
Neves with the tackle, but credit Allen with making the play. He was able to come in, strip the blocker in the backfield, and partially tripped up the ball carrier. So gain on the play of only 1. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Our halftime score still prevailing. Sydney 20, the Aviators 7. Receiver either way, pro I formation for Vandalia. Jackets show blitz, here it comes. Bardnero's pass is just a little bit behind the intended target, Jack Barnes, 22. It falls incomplete. We go to 4th down 2. The Aviators will set up to punt.
He had his man open on the quick look in, but the ball thrown behind him goes incomplete. Vandalia will punt. They've only punted twice tonight, Dave. Kicks of 24 and 26 yards respectively. The Jackets, in all likelihood, should get the ball in Vandalia territory.
Schenk will punt. Decent snap. Wobbly kick. Spradlin will take it at the 48, brings it straight ahead, gets to the opposite 45, the 40, down to the 35. That was a dandy play. He gets to the 33-yard line with the stop being made on Jake Brown.
A 32-yard punt, Dave, and a real nifty return right there, as Spradlin was able to bring it back about 20 yards.
And that was 20 quality yards in terms of returning a kick.
A good job all the way around, good blocking, and the Jackets stayed with it. They didn't give up, and neither did John Spradlin. A nice job right there. Jackets in great field position to start out their second possession. They'd like to put some points on the board here. See if they go back to the ground attack.
There's the start of it. That's Kent Witt. And that's a pretty good surge. He'll take the football ahead, pick up of close to 7 yards. Down at about the 25-yard line, it looks like that's precisely where the football will go. Stacked up by the middle of the Vandalia defense, including John Westfall.
Well, the Jackets' previous possession, they got down to 1st and goal from the 8, but penalties and poor execution moved them back out to midfield.
2nd and 3, Goffney to throw. Steps up, he'll take off. To the 20, gets to the 16-yard line. The guy who started to trip him up and is credited with the tackle is Trent Vanover, number 11.
Well, he goes from the 25 down to the 16-yard line. So that'll be a pickup on the play of 9 and a Yellow Jacket 1st down.
Football from the 16. Jackets tonight, I think just a good word for the way they've played, Dale, if you used one and only one word, would be efficient.
Efficient, very balanced attack.
Goffney will hand it off. Paul Neves straight ahead, cut it back a little bit to the right. Inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line, gain of 2. We'll look at 2nd down 8.
On that previous play, Goffney dropped back to pass. Was really staring down Spradlin, but he was well covered as he went into the end zone. He didn't see Josh Schweiger off to the right side, who had broken free. But still, Goffney able to tuck the ball down, got the 1st down.
Football at the left hash mark, 2:30 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
2nd down and 8. As you mentioned, 2:25 and ticking.
Jackets try to add to the lead. Paul Neves sweeps to the right, cuts it back, and brought down after 2 or 3 yards.
He's going to be just shy of the 10-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 11.
David Smith will be in on the stop for the Aviators, one of the down linemen.
Well, perhaps all the way back to the 12. I thought he got down a little closer than that, but just inside the 12-yard line. It's going to be a gain on the play of about 3, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
3rd and 5, if they don't make this, or at least get very close to it, I think we're going to see a field goal attempt. A 16-point lead would not be out of reach of 2 scores, but it would still look pretty good. Again, depending how much they get here as Goffney rolls out. Stops to throw to the end zone, intended for Schweiger. Good job coming back to knock the football away. Let's see, that's going to be 36, Brad Adams, a defensive back, just a sophomore. And this will be 4th down and 6, and apparently the Jackets will yes, here he is. And Ben Ratterman is out there to hold. It's going to be a, let's see, 28-yard field goal attempt. The ball will be spotted at the 18-yard line.
An extremely difficult pass to try to complete, with Goffney rolling left, throwing back across his body.
Ball's down, the kick is up, he hit it plenty, but he pushed it a little bit to the right. Swiger had plenty of leg, but it's pushed to the right. The field goal no good. So the score 20-7, as more of our sponsors include Cargill Incorporated, Kerrigan, Bowler, Stevenson, and Gottemiller Attorneys, TC Sports and Design, the Sidney Shelby County YMCA, Star Bank, Sidney Ford Lincoln Mercury, the Heinfeld Insurance Agency, Sidney Interstate Shell, and the Dog Pound.
Well, Dave, you hate to see your ball club let a quality ball club hang in there. The Jackets, with opportunities to drive some nails in the coffin, have not been able to put any points on the board in the second half. See if the defense can come up strong here.
The missed field goal is treated as a touchback, and toting the mail is 31 Brandon Harris. Number of Yellow Jackets got there, including Ludwig, Neves, and at the bottom of the stack, 68 Phil Watkins.
That's going to be a pickup on the play of 2. Tackle could have been made in the backfield. Looked like Arns had a bead on him, but was unable to come up with the tackle.
Aviators with the eye, wing eye, everybody else tight. Double tight end, motion goes to the left. Bardinero, the quarterback, hands the football off. Again, that'll be Brandon Harris, 31. He's spun around by Howie Ludwig. Gets some defensive support. That play will pick up a couple, maybe 3. Out to the 25-yard line, we'll look at 3rd and 5.
Harris tried to break free, but a good piece of tackling by Ludwig. He was not to be denied. Hung in there and was able to bring the whirling dervish down after a pickup of
The whirling dervish?
That's correct.
What is a dervish? I've got the whirling part.
Actually, it's a dancer of somewhat of origin in the, I believe, in the Middle East.
Okay.
But it's going to be brought down. Pickup on the play of 3 is going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
Clock moving down. They get the play off. Rollout comes this way. And they've got a completion. They take the football underneath to Jake Brown. He's good for the first down with a couple of yards to spare as the 3rd quarter has expired. The Yellow Jackets 20, Vandalia Butler with 7. The Aviators will have a fresh set of 4 downs when action commences to start the 4th period. Mike Meyer at Meyer's Garage and Drive-Thru Carryout in Newport appreciates his Sidney area customers and is glad to be a part of this telecast. Meyer's offers complete auto and truck repair and service, including 24-hour towing. They feature Pennzoil gasolines, both full and self-serve, along with diesel fuel. Propane is also available. That's Meyer's Garage and Drive-Thru Carryout in Newport at routes 47 and 66, where the drive-thru always has a pop special that never has a limit. Serving the Sidney area with great food since the days of saddle shoes and hot cars. That's Frisch's on Wapak Avenue. While Frisch's will always be synonymous with its famous Big Boy, you'll also find a wide and varied selection, including their home cooking dinner menu. And be sure to check Frisch's featured dessert. For a snack or a meal, come see the good people at Frisch's in Sidney. As always, you'll be in for a real treat.
Well, we head to quarter number 4. The Jackets with a 13-point lead, but Vandalia, Dave, is hanging real tough. They've just picked up their first down in the second half, and they now have the ball across their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10.
Aviator football to begin the final 12 minutes of play. Jeff Bardinero has gone the distance at quarterback. Play fake, unloads over the middle. Will they call interference? There was some incidental contact. I think that's how it'll be ruled.
Well, Howie Ludwig had great position inside the receiver, and actually the contact was made from the receiver running into him. He saw the play coming, read the quarterback's eyes very nicely, and just a good play by the Vandalia Aviators broke up what would have been an interception. Pass goes incomplete. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10.
Early stages of the 4th frame. Dale, you haven't made any scoring entries in a while.
We haven't for some time. The Jackets scored the first 3 times they touched the football tonight. Went off to a 20-0 lead. Vandalia answered it that time with a touchdown of their own, and that's where we've been for some time. Good tackle right up the middle as Vandalia tries the center of the Sidney line.
They tried Harris, the tailback, right there, and
he's going to
say the Jackets responded very quickly. We're going to look at 3rd and 13.
Neves with a tackle, and it's going to be a loss on the play. Looks like they're going to give him a favorable spot to the 29, so make it a loss on the play of only 1.
11:30 to play. Jackets try for their 7th win of the campaign.
Well, the Jackets would like to stop them here and get the ball back and run some clock. Clock moving at the 11:15 mark in the 4th period.
Bardenero wants to throw, got some pressure from Allen, puts it out just beyond the reach of Jack Barnes in front of the Sydney bench. Jackets with 3 defenders on the play.
Credit Paul Nees with great pressure on the quarterback and forced him to unload very early before he could see exactly where his receiver was going to be. And we mentioned coming in, Vandalia came in with the credentials that they were somewhat of a passing ball club. But that, when you look at their completion percentage, was a little suspect. Less than 50% completion. And when you look at the way things have gone tonight, 4 completion in 11 attempts.
Here's a fake. They throw it, and nobody covered that whatsoever. Completion to midfield.
Well, it's one of those plays where you line up in the huddle and you slip somebody off the sideline, and the Jackets didn't pick it up. The pass goes complete. It's going to be a first down. It'll go from the 29-yard line out to the 48. Be a pickup on the play of 19. A Vandalia first down, and they stay in business.
The football almost spotted at midfield, in fact, and the Yellow Jacket defense comes back out. I don't know if the Aviators cleverly but legally slipped a player out that maybe looked like he was going out of the game, but when the football was thrown to him by the punter, he was absolutely wide open.
Nobody around him, a lot of room to rumble. It works regardless. Vandalia just inside their own territory, 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Vandalia. Carrying the male Steve Bell, and you could see a fistful of jersey right there, and Bell won't go very far.
In there on the tackle was Neves. There's Ratterman, also Arns. Pillsbury also in on the stop. Good gang tackling. Going to be a gain on the play of about a yard. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 9.
2nd down, 9 yards to go. The clock will become an increasing factor as the 4th quarter moves on, with the Yellow Jackets at the moment up by 13 points. See if the Aviators want to put it up. They do. Bardenero rolls out. He'll keep it. Points out a block.
Yep, there goes
the cliff.
Yep.
It was right in front of the Sydney bench, no doubt about it whatsoever.
Yeah, Ben Ratterman had good position and was hit from behind. That's going to bring up the flag, and Bardenero over arguing the call, but that'll do no good. So that's going to be a 15-yard mark off. And
in fact, the Sydney coach is having a little bit of an exchange over there. There's unsportsmanlike conduct. That's a dead ball foul on 58, Matt Jones. So that'll be 15 yards on top. You're looking at a 30-yard walk-off coming up. A clip plus an unsportsmanlike.
And Mr. Matt Jones will go to the sidelines to talk to the head coach.
Right, Steve Pelfrey would like to see him right now.
Yep, and he's letting him know that it's one thing to make one penalty, and this is a team that's the least penalized, but to compound your injury by going with a double dip is not the way to go. And there was no doubt about the clip. It was a bad...
Oh, and you could see it coming,
Oh,
too.
yeah, you could. You could just see he was going to try to get the head in front, couldn't do it. The contact was made in the back, and so now Bardenero goes up and tries to talk the official again, and his center runs up and grabs him, so they're on the verge of getting another one, and he still seems to be wanting to get involved.
Now, hold it. You better mark another one.
Now, that was just one.
Why there was any indecision over this whole scenario, I have no idea.
Well, now they're going to explain to the referee that there was an additional infraction, and both of them need to be stepped off. One was a play, and the other
one's a dead ball
Ball.
foul.
So they have to step off both of them, and now he'll signal, yes, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Why all of this confusion? It's taken forever. Very simply, signal them both. They're both enforceable. Mark off 30 yards, head toward Jackson Towers. Get done when you end up at the 26-yard line.
One would think it would be that easy. But let's see if they can spot it at the 26. Yes, they do.
It isn't that tough.
We've had some nights, Dave, when that wasn't always the case. 15 yards sometimes was 13. Okay, we're just inside 10 minutes to go in the ball game. 9:53. Jackets still lead by 13, 20-7. And now Vandalia is in a real hole. They've got...
well, they need to get from the 26-24 to midfield, 34 yards. 2nd and 34. As the play that had the clip, in essence, is being rerun after penalties of 15 plus 15. Martinero back to throw, coming back to throw it against the grain. There was nobody over there.
There's nobody in the area. Of course, the Yellow Jackets are saying that's got to be an intentional grounding.
There was nobody there at all.
Nobody at all. And Dixon runs over and holds his jersey. He said, I was right there. He wasn't within 20 yards.
Either that or he was claiming that he was held. That might be what he was doing.
I don't know.
I'm not saying it has merit.
Either way.
I'm saying I think that was the contention.
Well, that's going to bring up a third down. Clock stop, 9:46.